The Canterville Ghost by Oscar Wilde. In this story, there is a person. It is about a house, not a person. Canterville Chase. The name of the house is Canterville Chase, which is owned by Lord of Canterville, and it is famous about this mansion that it is haunted. For 300 years, it has been haunted, and nobody lives here. But it is bought by Mr. Hiram Otis, an American businessman, as you can see in the picture. And everybody tells him that he is doing a foolish thing not to buy this house. But he says, I don't believe in ghosts, and he still buys it. He still buys this house. Then the owner himself, Lord Canterville, he tells him that please don't buy it. This place is haunted. And his own great aunt, she had become mad in this house when she was eating dinner, if you can see in the picture. A skeleton put two hands on her shoulder, and she went mad after that and couldn't live in the house. And many other relatives had seen this ghost, and my own wife, Lady Canterville, uh, she couldn't sleep in this house because of the strange noises that came from the corridor and library. So, but this Mr. Otis, he never believed in ghosts, so he laughed at all this and said, no, no problem, I will still buy it. He, after a few weeks later, he came to live in this house with his wife, a 20-year-old son whose name was Washington, a 15-year-old daughter whose name was Virginia, and two twin sons aged 9 years. Their names are not given. Now, when they arrived at the house, the housekeeper, a very old woman, her name was Mrs. Umney, she welcomed them at the steps and took them in the library for tea. When they were relaxed in the library, Mrs. Umney was pouring them tea, and Mrs. Otis, she noticed on the floor a dull red stain. She said, something has spilt over here. What is it? What is this stain of? Miss Umney said in a very mysterious, low voice, this is the blood stain, ma'am. So she says, okay, whatever it is, remove it. I don't like it, anything on the floor. So Mrs. Otis, this housekeeper, she says, this is the blood of Lady Eleanor of Canterville, who was murdered here, who was killed by her own husband, Sir Simon of Canterville. And in 1575, very, very many years back, Sir Simon had disappeared 9 years after that, but his body was never found. And his ghost was haunting the Chase. The house's name is Canterville Chase. His ghost is living here. And the bloodstain, he says, is an attraction for the visitors. They come to watch it, come to see it. Washington noticed he's a young man. He says, all nonsense. Who believes in such thing? He takes out a piece of cloth and he says, this is Pinkerton's perfect cleaner, and anything can be erased, or any stains can be removed with it. But before the housekeeper, Mrs. Umney, could stop him, he bends down on the floor and he starts rubbing the stain with that piece of cloth. And in a few minutes, it was clean. He says, see, everything is cleaned by this, everything can be cleaned by this piece of cloth. And at that time, there was a big thunder sound and a flash of lightning, and all of them jumped on their seats. And Mrs. Umney, she fainted on the floor. Afterwards, she came back to her senses, and she said, see, I told you this place is haunted, and anything can happen now. Mr. and Mrs. Otis, however, they were not scared or anything, but they didn't say anything, and everything was normal.